Off pretty bad there. So a lot's going on, and I don't necessarily say, I'm not going to say at all that that's a sign of weakness. That's a sign of saying we need to look how this is going to end up after we do what we do, so that we don't hurt American interests, so we don't hurt innocent civilians, so we protect the countries that we are going into, so we have agreements that we're allowed to do that in those countries. And again, we've done a lot for Iraq, and Iraq has to do some things. But again, I would agree with you. I am going to agree with you, Billy, that yes, there are some things that can be done that we probably need to do on a humanitarian basis, and we need to do them regardless of how we feel about what's going on in Iraq. But again, all of this started with Bush going into Iraq. Because remember, as bad as Saddam was, he had Christians living there. He had the Kurds living there. He had problems with the Kurds. But I mean, overall, can you say what was going on while he was there was that much worse than what's going on right now? Because there's so much instability right there, and a lot of these religious groups have been there for thousands of years. I remember when I was in college, I had a roommate from Iran who was Jewish, and that was a long time ago. But hey, I don't know if there's any Jewish people still in Iran. There's probably some, but there's a lot going on. And just the same thing with Putin. Putin's just a bad guy. He's amassing stuff. He's bluffing. The sanctions are hurting him. He knows they're hurting him. He knows it's hurting the country. That's one way his bluster, is to get his popularity up in Russia, because the economy in that country is starting to tank. That's one thing. That's another thing. I don't think you've talked about that at all. He's got problems in that country. That's one of the reasons why he needs to do his saber rattling and invading, et cetera, to prop up his popularity. The longer these sanctions go on, the more they hurt the big people, the more they're going to hurt the little people, the more his popularity is going to go down. And he's going to try and do anything to make it. I'm talking about Putin now. Well, hey, he's just like you. Putin's like you. You're trying to do anything you can to make Obama look bad. All right? And he's doing that for his popularity. You're doing that for your TV show. You got to keep those people who are averaged. What's the average age of your of your audience, Bill? 72. 72. White. Wow. Big buyers. But there is a lot going on. I hope that when something gets started, something will get started soon. I don't know how it's going to end up. I hope that we're effective, that America's effective, that they're working with their partners, that there is humanitarian relief, that there is the right type of military action that is efficient, that is effective, that the fewest number of people who are innocents will be affected by this, and that we also have an end game in sight. Because again, all conflicts are settled politically. All conflicts are settled politically. And, our bombing, it better be towards a political end. All right? I know you want to bomb. I know you want to bomb everybody. I know you want to go in. But, things have to be settled politically. They always are settled politically. And we have to set up the framework so they can be settled in the right way.